A subpanel, why do you need it? And where is it going to go? In this video our subpanel is going to go right next to our main panel, and it's going to supply a finished basement. The first thing we need to know is, what size do we need? And how many circuits are we going to need? Basically we're going to have 6 circuits, so we're looking at a relatively small subpanel. We are going to fuse the subpanel at 50 amps, so the breaker that we need to install in the main panel is going to be rated at 50 amps. The first thing we want to do, before we remove the main panel cover, is turn the main breaker off. We are mounting the subpanel to the left of the main panel, at a decent height so it may as well be at eye level, which makes it convenient to access. I want to show you inside the main panel. This is the ground bus bar. You can see all the ground connections here, and this is the neutral, with all of the neutrals connected. These 2 bus bars are tied together. You see this bar going across the bottom here. They are connected together. But the important thing that I want to point out is this. You see this green screw? When the inspector comes, the first thing he does, is look for that screw. That screw must be in. What that screw is doing is bonding the casing, to our grounds and our neutrals. So it's real important that that screw is in. Now the reason why I'm showing you that, is because, our new subpanel will have a similar screw. Now, this is the subpanel's neutral bus bar. And this green screw, is also bonding, or connecting the casing and the bus bar. But the difference is, on a subpanel, all these need to be isolated separately. So this green screw needs to come out. This is real important according to code. But also, being that this is going to be our neutral bus bar, we have to install an additional ground bar. This mounts perfectly right in there. So we're going to isolate our grounds from our neutrals. The next thing we want to do, is locate where you're going to install the feeder breaker, for your subpanel. Actually, there is lots of room, so, I can go ahead and put the 50 amp breaker here. Our subpanel feed wire, must be gauged for 50 amps, in order to match the rating of the feeder breaker. So the American wire gauge, AWG, for copper wire for the 50 amp breaker, would have to be number 8. However, it's always a good idea to consult the electrical code for your area. And in our subpanel, we are going to come through the top. And the neutral connects here. The 2 hots connect here, and the ground wire connects here. The neutral and ground wires connect back to the main panel neutral and ground bar. And our 2 red and black power wires, are going to go back to the new 50 amp breaker. The final step is to add outgoing feeders to the subpanel. The breakers and wire gauges are sized according to the loads or amperage that will be drawn on each circuit. An electrical subpanel is a secondary circuit breaker panel that feeds from the main panel. It is installed for one of 3 reasons. Either the main circuit breaker panel is already full of breakers, and provides no room for installing additional circuits, or, the subpanel is installed to put the control point for some circuits in a place close to the area they serve, such as in a woodworking shop or an upstairs apartment. The third reason is to provide a closed area of control, for certain circuits, such as the circuits that are to be controlled by a standby power source, under specified conditions. For example, the EcoFlow Smart Home Panel 2. A smart home panel has arrangements for both a generator input, and the capability of connecting up to 3 Delta Pro Ultra units, and is connected to the main grid panel. The feeder circuits enter the Smart Home Panel 2 at the top, and are tied up to 12 individual breakers inside this subpanel. As I mentioned before, a single Delta Pro Ultra can do an impressive 7,200 watts of output, which is going to take care of most people's needs. And, you can add a second or third unit here, to get 21,000 watts of output. A single unit can also stack up to 5 batteries, for 30 kilowatt hours of capacity. And, you can do the math, 3 units can supply 90 kilowatt hours of capacity. The standby generator subpanel does not necessarily have to be placed right next to the main panel. It could be mounted on the outside of the house, or, as in this case, mounted in the garage. The EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra is one of the most versatile, whole home backup solutions that has just been introduced to the market. This backup power system is designed for both extended outages and daily use. With an unrivaled capacity of 6 kilowatt hours, 7,200 watts output, and 5.6 kilowatts solar input, a single unit can run your entire home. With EcoFlow Smart Home Panel, you get an uninterrupted power backup experience with automatic switchover, energy consumption monitoring, and lower electricity bills. This unit is not driven by gas or diesel generation but uses the battery storage unit that is charged when the utility is available. This means that the unit can be placed indoors or outdoors and is virtually silent when operating. It has a stackable design that can be expanded to increase output in only minutes. Compatible with various energy sources, from solar to gas, to meet your ever-changing power needs. To obtain a discount code for 5% off on all EcoFlow products and more information on this subject, and pick up your free digital copy of the Ultimate Guide to Residential Standby Generators. Simply fill out the information requested when you go to this website, https://bit.ly/3 lowercase u, uppercase w, lowercase v, lowercase e, uppercase r, lowercase h.